All right, guys, what's going on? Today is Thursday, and that means that we have a date. The date in English with you people, English speaking people who want to come to the US, who's dreaming about this country, who sees it in your night dreams and nightmares. We are going to discuss today the E-2 visa business ideas that you may be wanting to invest in. And by the way, guys, just yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it more a little bit later, one of my good friends who is a good businessman, good entrepreneur and investor, they started to sell their franchising business that is good for E2 and L1 visas. So I'm going to talk about it. And they have a track of success with the original business. So, it's good to get into the franchising with the company that showed the track of success. And it's the company that's not very big because, of course, it's going to be much cheaper. Okay, because you want to balance out between the cost of franchising and that cost with the intellectual property of that company. Of course, if you want to do with McDonald's, you're going to pay like what, $1 million, right? And we don't have that money. You want to go with the cheaper options but viable options. So we're going to talk about that. I'll leave it maybe to the middle of the stream, so you guys first able to ask me questions, and I'm able to answer them fully. And I see that Nirmal Desai from Canada already came prepared. And like dropping the questions even before the stream started. That's what I want. That's what I want to see, the real motivation from you guys. And I know people are re-watching the stream on LinkedIn, on some social media platforms, on Facebook. So guys, I don't see the questions. I don't see the questions there because I just don't have time to switch between the windows. So if you want to ask your question, you have to go to YouTube and drop the question there. Okay, only that way I can see it. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste. So make sure if you're watching this stream on other platforms and you have questions, drop them on YouTube, okay, and continue watching somewhere else. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with two recent approvals. We have more, but I wanna focus you on these two that I wanna explain to you. Number one is EB1A category for business. Okay, and why I'm talking about those approvals in the format of E2, because E2 is not an immigrant visa. It's a non-immigrant visa, which means that you're not gonna get a green card, and you need to plan ahead. You need to plan a few years ahead and thinking about which kind of visa is gonna suit you to switch from non-immigrant status to immigrant. Okay, so that's why I always start with the recent approvals, so you guys can hear which categories and what kind of businesses are good for the green card. Okay, and this EB1A, the client is from Russia, and he has a long history with my company. We started working with him probably a year and a half ago with the O1 visa. Okay, he is dealing with his business in Russia with doors. Okay, he's selling doors. He's selling about 4,000 doors a year, which I think is not very much. I mean, for original business that is not in Moscow or St. Petersburg, I think it's pretty good. They're making a lot of money selling 4,000 doors which they produce. Okay, because I know the guy. I have a good friend here in Miami. He's selling like 10,000. He could sell 10,000 doors for one project. Okay, like they build a huge like development. They need 10,000 doors, and that could be one sale. okay, a lot of doors, and they import from Brazil. And actually, I helped him with some contracts with some companies from Colombia and Brazil. Like, he's very active. So 4,000 is not a lot, but enough to get the green card. So he got the O1 visa with us about a year ago. We got him approved, no problem. And then he went to the embassy, and it was denied. Okay, one of those cases where O1 is denied at the level of the embassy. And he was one of those clients who is absolutely adequate and didn't put the blame on the attorney, because look, we have no influence on the embassy. Okay, we can prepare you and do the best that we can, but if the embassy officers didn't like something, there's no appellate process. So he came to me and said, Stanislav, what do we do next? Okay, what are our options? I was like, well, our next option is to prepare for EB1A. Okay, so basically we took another 6 months to prepare for his, maybe a little more, like 7-8 months, because there were like things that he had to do, and voila, like 7-8 months after his failure with the embassy, we got him approved for EB1A. Okay, and I think this is a great example of what needs to be done in case if you have a failure at some level. Okay, at the level of embassy in this case. And in 9 months, he's going to be here in the States with his green card, or with his family. And interesting fact, guys, interesting fact. He started this process with his partner, with O1 process back in the day. And then his partner just said, I'm not doing this. I don't know. I'm not sure his reasons. He said, I don't want to do this. Now, the partner is still there, and the other guy, our client, has already got the green card, the approval for the green card. So, you know, and I think now the partner is like, oh my God, I wasted a year and a half, now I need to move on. Sure, we'll take him back, but now it's a new case. So, very good case. Congratulations to the guy, to Dmitry. By the way, you guys can see, if you go to Google review, he dropped the review for our company. His name is Dmitry, so we can find the very last review on Google, this guy, and he mentions the O1 visa and EB1A. Just go and check. So you guys know that Stanislav never makes things up. Okay, I always tell you the truth. And the second case, I think it's even more interesting, because the lady, what she was doing, she was selling bags on Instagram. Okay, she was selling bags. She was like sewing them. She was making them with her hands, and we got her approved for O1B as an art, she was like the design and everything. So we got her approved for O1B, which is really unconventional, okay, because we would rather go with O1A, but her case was more in art, and her employer is her own company, okay. So there you go. That's the second approval I wanted to mention you. And why O1B for the lady who is making her own bags? Well, because I think that was, I don't want to say the weakest case in my career for O1, but definitely the least strong case. Okay, if you can put it this way. O1s are really easy here than anything else, guys. So you should always consider O1 cases if something is not going well with your original thought, like E2, L1, and you guys know the O1 visa is the #1 visa for 2024. Okay, so let's go to our main topic today, which is E2 visa. Okay, and Nirmal, your questions. You have great questions, so let's get back to them. Number 1, Chester's Chicken qualify for E2 for Canadians. Okay, guys, let's check. I've never heard of that. It sounds to me like the fast food, like something like KFC and things like that. So let me check it real quick, what that thing is. Okay, so we even have them in Miami. Okay, yeah, so this is like a fast food. Okay, oh my God, bone-in fried chicken, sandwiches, tenders and bites. And you guys know I do the streams before my lunch, so you want to do this so I could get prepared for my food, okay? I understand, no problem. Yeah, definitely. Normal. Absolutely. This I have no problems with that. I don't know how much money you're going to spend for them. Let me know. Let me know how much they want for the franchise. I would guess at least a couple of $100,000, right? If because they need the location, the equipment, the training, the people, the logo, the products. So it sounds like probably $200,000-300,000 at very least, maybe closer to 500,000. So let me know. I'm just curious. Absolutely, as to the amount of money, that's going to be good. No problem. And let's see the second part of the question. If I buy a business in New Jersey area, okay, I used to live in New Jersey. What a hole. And hire a manager to operate the business. I live in Tennessee with my there you go, guys. You see, normal. He agrees with me that New Jersey is not the state for living. And I'm kind of joking because it's a big state also. There's different parts. With my spouse who has a work, work visa like TN. Would situation like this work? I will travel to New Jersey often. Yeah, normal. I would not say that in your business plan. Like I wouldn't like explain in depth to the immigration officer how exactly you're going to be operating your business, as long as you control through the ownership and direct your business, meaning you actually in the operational processes of the business, having people to give your tasks and asking for reports and controlling what's going on. No problem. Absolutely no problem. Make sure you are W-2. Okay? And let's talk about it, guys. I had a client a long time ago in the beginning of my career, and I got him approved for E-2 visa, and his business was in the, selling some medical equipment. Okay, it was pretty good. He invested $100,000 in the beginning. Then he added probably around 400,000 for the next 2 years. Not actually like investing in the business idea, but more looking for the niche to scale. Okay, so that's how much it cost him. He found it at the very end of the second year before we had to file for the extension of the visa. And basically for the last month of the second year, he made as much money as he made for the prior 2 years, because he found that spot, that nice spot that he was massaging, pouring money into it in marketing, and he scaled on that. Now he has a multi-million business in his area. So what was the problem? The problem was that he did not follow my advice and didn't put himself on W-2. Okay, and he's like, well, it's not. And I want to ask him, like, look, why did you do this? And he said, well, because the company was not making money. So I was like ready to go without the pay just before I scale. Okay, this is a business explanation. What's your legal explanation? Like immigration, there is none. There is none. We were able to, you know, we didn't of course fake anything. You can't fake anything, but we put a lot of explanation. We put the pay for the previous months. It was good. He got an extension, so everything is good. But guys, don't do these mistakes, because it's possible that the officer could see that and it could be a big problem. So put yourself on W-2 from the very beginning. Okay, don't make a big salary for yourself. Make a reasonable salary, but still do it. Okay, because you know, it could be a fatal mistake. All right, so yeah, Nirmala, I think. Oh wow, 60K for the front. I guess it's 60K for the intellectual property, but you have to buy like equipment and stuff like that, right? Because otherwise, I don't know, like any fast food, like you need to buy the fryers and like all this, the lamps and all this craziness. So yeah, I guess that's what's going on. Otherwise, I would be really surprised if 60K is enough. But for the legal standpoint, guys, 60K is. I know you guys come to my streams. I know you guys listen to what I say, and you heard me saying that I got people through with a minimum of 60K. That's why you're trying to make it 60K. Try to make 100K if possible. Okay, try to get to 100K, because I had the case recently, and you guys heard me saying that I had 100% approval rates with changing the status of E2 in the US, and sometimes I give you the embassies when I have 100% approval rates, and Canada was one of them until recent. We got one denial with E2, and the reason why was that the client, against my strong recommendations, against my strong persuasive recommendations, invested about 55,000. I know some attorneys say that I got him through with 50. And you see what can happen. It's not that you can get someone through with $50,000 investment. You probably can, but the risk increases. And guys, I don't like risk. I don't like risk because you're the one to take the risk, not me. Okay, and I will be telling you red flags, give me more money, try to loan a little bit more money, please put some more money, and make some more expenses. I know, but let's do this, okay? And most of the times it works, because still, guys, thank you for following my persuasive recommendations. I really appreciate it, but sometimes that one person would not, and there we go. So yeah, 60 is the bare minimum. Like in a normal case, if the franchise, all the expenses come up to 60K, we need to have at least, let's put 20K on operating agreement, because we need to start the business and pay the salaries, at least to ourselves, and have some operating expenses, right? The lease, buying the products, and things like that, right? So we have to have a little bit more money. Didi, what if original E2 is not doing very well, but better business idea come along? Can I or my spouse file for new E2 business while in US? How does this look? Yeah, absolutely, Didi. Even sometimes we can. Under the same flag, meaning the same company, right? Like the same, let's say, Didi Florida LLC. Like, we got you approved, you came, everything is all right, you're working on your business plan, and let's say you're from Canada, and I don't know if you're from Canada. Let's say you're from Canada, you have 5 years visa, and in a year you realize that idea was not very good. So we have two options. Option number one, just switch the gears under the same company, okay? There's nothing in the law that says that, hey, you have to stick to the same business idea. So I don't see any problem just to start a new business idea within the same company, okay? So I just would do that. The option number two is just to refile for the new company. If that one is down, we need to put more money, and we don't want to do that, and it's probably hard, and for whatever reason, yes, we can refile and even change the status within the US. Okay, I don't see any problem with that, and actually we've done that before. We've done it even with L1 visa. We got L1 approved, and you guys know L1 that you must have business outside, with where you were like a top manager or executive. Then you open up a company affiliated through the ownership in the US, and it's a startup business. You get approval for a year, your business plan and everything, and a person came and they started doing the business idea, like it didn't work. And 6 months in, they're like, okay, we need to switch the gears. And I said, let's go, let's do this. And they started the new idea. They were more successful. We then extended, and everything was good. Okay, so sure, it's possible even with different type of visas. Okay, Nirmal says the good part with them is they don't ask for royalty fee. Wow, how do they make money? I guess you have to buy from them like the chicken and the oil and all the products. I guess that's how they make money, because otherwise, like, what's going on here? Like, what's the point of the franchise? Dania Dan, hi Stan, hi Dania. If I have approved EB2-NIW I-140 with a national interest and wait time, I guess, is 14 months, can I file EB1A, get it approved, get COS, and COS is a change of status, and the proper term here is AOS, adjustment of status. Get green card and forget about EB2-NIW. Absolutely, absolutely, Dania. Not only you can do this. I've done this in the past, and not only in the past. I'm doing it as of right now. I have about 15 cases, 15 cases like that. A little bit of history behind them, because the most of those cases are my lovely Indian clients who are here on H1B, who have EB2, rarely NIW, most of them just classic EB2 approved sometime in the past, and I can get them EB1A. So what we do, we get them approved for EB1A. We request the switch of the priority date from EB2 filed approved back in the day to EB1A. Actually, the other way around, EB1A to EB2, and get them green cards. And get you guys off the slavery boat of H1B. Okay, so yeah, absolutely, absolutely, we can do that. If EB1A gets rejected, what's the loss? You just lost the time and money. Even time, even money. I mean, time, you didn't lose anything because your EB2 is approved. Yeah, sure, Dania. If I qualify you, if you get a strategy from me at the complex immigration planning, and I say, hey, it's a green light. Sure, let's do it. Treasure is always here, almost every time, one way or another. I'm thinking of entering the US, have no visa, but have easily 1K investment. What is recommended from Pakistan? E-2. And the question is it E-2 visa? So Treasure, I would contemplate 2 visas mainly. Actually 3 visas. Let's start with the third one, which is H1B. With H1B, if you have the proper education, Treasure, like I was telling you guys from that conference in New Orleans that I went to, you could be your own employer under H1B. And the way to do this is right now, we have the H1B going. Oh, actually, wait, I think H1B lottery, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I think it ends tomorrow. I think the filing ends tomorrow, if not today. If not today, so Treasure. If you have a company and if you have the education for H1B, we could still file you for the lottery on your own company. And if you get selected, you're gonna come here in October of this year, even in September. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is E2. Okay, E2. And yes, Pakistan is one of those countries who can get the E2 visa. The only difficulty with you, Treasure, would be that because you cannot come to the States, you'll have to do things remotely, which is going to be a little bit more expensive and stressful. Okay, but other than that, yes, E2 is possible. And the first option is O1. Okay, it's better than E2 in the sense that you don't have to spend the money, and it's probably, but it's more work to get it done. Okay, E2 is easy on the documents, but you have to spend the money. So if you have 100K, you have to spend about $70,000 at the time of filing. And we all know that US Embassy in Pakistan is not very loyal to the petitions from Pakistan overall. If we're speaking about tourist visas, B1, B2, I think the approval rate is like what? Treasure, you tell me, like 5%, maybe 10, almost none. So a little bit better with E2 and O1s, much better, and of course with the green cards, no problem. But there's a lot of obstacles, but it's possible. It's possible, and it's been done in the past. So yeah, it's all about motivation and your will. Like today, guys, I just spoke. I had a complex immigration planning. The guy wants to get O1 visa and has only two criteria, like a critical role and the income. So we need three more. Right, like press, academic articles, and judging the work of others. And he needs to open up his company that would claim he's an employee. And I was telling him like, hey, that's going to be expensive. And he said, yes, Stanislav, I don't have the money right now, but I have the American dream. I have a dream to come to the States, and I'm going to do this one way or another. And that's what I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. I'm going to do it this way or another. Okay? This way or another. And only if you have that motivation, if you have that dream in your heart, and you want to change your life and the lives of the generations ahead, you guys will do it. Okay? You'll find a way. Okay? And there's this saying in America, and you guys know it. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is no will, there is an excuse. Okay? There we go. Very easy. Action. Action, guys. That's what I want from you. Dexpel is here, guys. Dexpel is the man. Okay? Because he knows what he's talking about. Hi Shamaev, hi Dexpel, looking sharp. Absolutely. You guys know I'm coming sharp to your streams because that's how we represent. Wanted to know if if you have an O1 from an employer, LLC or other, can you continue to take freelance projects and get paid in your offshore account? Okay, so the question is, if I work in the US on O1 visa, be it the work on somebody else or your own LLC, can I still do the work which is offshore out of the US and getting paid over there? So, of course you can. Of course you can physically, you can do this, there is no problem. But as a matter of law, that would be the violation of your status. Okay? So, another question, how they're gonna know? And there probably is no way to know it, okay? Yeah, if they would know, if they get to know it, that would be a problem. The question is there any Dexpel? I guess I would add another question to your question. Guys, I hope you appreciate how much effort I put into these streams. Because you see how deep I go in your questions, even deeper to the level that you didn't think of. Okay? So I guess you appreciate. Smash that like button, guys, if you appreciate my time. So I would add the question, Dexpel. Is there any way I could combine both, having O1 visa and I would add in my own LLC and still getting those projects in outside? So, and the answer is yes. The answer is yes. If you stream the cash flow to your LLC. Yes, I know you're gonna have paid more taxes on that and everything, but then it's gonna be completely legal. It's gonna be clean money in the US, and I think it's a great way to start. Okay, so yes, I would do just like that. Dexpel. The biker chef Sonal. the biker chef. Okay, so I guess Sanal, you are the. I hope it's not a gang, guys. The biker gangs here. There we go, bringing everybody in to the US. I'm a consultant chef from manufacturing company who raised fund from Shark Tank USA. What is the best visa for me? So now, sounds like O1 visa to me. Okay, if you raised that money from Shark Tank USA, that's like an award. Okay, that's an award. And by the way, guys, we're gonna hit the. You're pretty active, and I'm going in depth with your questions. But I'm gonna mention the business ideas for E2. I'm gonna mention that, and I'm gonna mention that franchise opportunity that just popped up yesterday with my friend who I trust a lot. He offering some franchising opportunities. I'm gonna mention that too. So let's finish with the questions, and then. Go back to the main topic. So yes, the best visa, the biker, is the O1 because you already have an award, and I would guess they wouldn't give you the funds just because you just popped up of nowhere. It's just impossible to imagine. You probably had some projects in the past, and we can find the critical leading role, and probably you make some money, and maybe the press wants to write about you. So yeah, I think O1 is the way to go. Treasure. I want to invest in property. Can buying a land and selling house be considered E2? Meaning I get an LLC and buy a land and start housing and get it. Yes and no, Treasure. Yes and no. So there are two options how to do that. Option number 2, you open up a managing company. Okay, not the company who actually buys and sells, but manage a company who will help buy and sell. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you open up the construction company, and then we will be able to go through that process and say, hey, that's the investment, that's how we're going to spend the money. The only difficulty here is the license, the permit. You'll have to work under someone's license in the beginning stages until you get yours. Okay, so that's the only difficulty. The biker Sanal follow-up. I'm an India Book of World Record holder, and I did yes, Sanal, maybe even EB1A, Sanal, if you didn't do the free evaluation, just for you and for everybody else who is wishing to go through that process, your first step to immigrate to the States, you need to fill out the questionnaire. I'm going to drop it down. Sanal, fill out the application, the form. Within 2 days, I will get back to you with the analysis, okay? And let you know which visa is better for you. Okay, and the last question for right now, Nirmal, you are a great guy, committed and honest. Thank you, Nirmal. Finally, guys. I know some of you drop some good words, but Nirmal is the first time sayer. Aya, let's go. Let's do this. So, guys, let's speak about the ideas for E2, and let's first cover the franchise that I was talking about. So, my friend is a really good guy, my ex-partner actually, and you guys know if you have a partner, if you get a commercial divorce, a corporate divorce, and you have to part your ways, 95% that you don't get along with that person after that. Those 5% when you left on the good terms with your partner, that means that there's a trust. Okay, so that's the situation here. So we were partners in the best, we parted our ways, and we're still on good terms. So I have a lot of trust and confidence in him. So he has a bakery, okay, Croissant Bakery here in Miami, and the whole process laid out. So the production, the sales, the pricing, everything, and they proved already with the money-wise that it's a successful idea. So now they're preparing the franchising. Let me guys know if that's something that interests you, because I'm not a big fan of the food industry if you've never done it in the past. Or if you open up a new restaurant or some new location and there is no support for that, not that it's not going to be successful, but you're going to invest a lot of money and go with a lot of expenses, and there's no guarantee you will be successful. But when we're talking about franchising, like Nirmal was saying, like, okay, Chester's Chicken. So they have the name. I saw we even have a couple of locations in Florida, so they're spreading little by little. So, and it is a fast food, fast food is much better because it's lower prices and there's better cash flow and everything. So those type of things, they're gonna have more success. So, well, croissants and this kind of stuff, like light food, call it fast food also, I think, yeah, those have a better chances of the survival. So you guys let me know if you want to know more details about that. Then maybe we'll do some kind of presentation or something like that, so you could come and see on your own. Because I'm not a business advisor. I'm not a broker or nothing like that. I just can pass on the information. Okay, so let's talk about the business ideas for E2 visa. And I think those are pretty simple, and I like them to be simple, guys. Let's first talk about the ideas that I dislike, that I don't like for any type of visa. E2, O1 business, L1, EB5. And the number one I already mentioned, the restaurants business, okay? It's not black and white. It's not like, okay, if it's a restaurant, no, it's a bad idea. Of course not. There's a lot of factors. I think the risk, the restaurants that have the most risk are the new restaurants at a new location with no name, with no support of people who have done it in the past. So if you guys met all 4 criteria here, you're gonna spend a lot of money at the very least, and a big chance that you're gonna fail. Okay, that's the reality. That's the reality. 90% of restaurant businesses fail within first 3 years by the statistics. Okay, so you do the math, do your own math and see if you want to do this. But of course, if you have a franchise support, or if you have let's say you're buying an existing restaurant that you're not going to change anything, or if you're going to change to improve, and you have the support of prior owners, and that restaurant was not built on the name of the owner, right? Because you buy an existing Italian restaurant where the owner would come every day and play guitar and sing songs, and people loved it, and that's why when they came, and then you come and you don't know how to play guitar, and okay, people just came for that, to communicate and talk and make friends. That's a lot of risks. That's a lot of risks. So yeah, you gotta be careful. And number 2, anything that has to do with trucks and deliveries and long haul trucks and local deliveries, on all this kind of stuff, like logistic business, let's call it this way. Same thing. If you purchase an existing company, you have a lot of support and they give you all the business, they have the name, and yeah, that's a better chance. But if you open up a new company and you don't know what you're doing, this is a very risky business. Okay, so these 2 ideas, and you guys know I say it every time. I don't like them. I don't like them because, first of all, you have the risk. I'll get you approved, but you have to then approve your business. What are the 3 ideas that I think are very good and they're easy to implement and they have a good cash flow and margin? Number 1, cleaning services. Guys, cleaning services. Really good, cheap idea to start. Very easy to find employees, easy to substitute them, easy to find the work. And if you do it a little bit better than everybody else, just a little bit better, you're going to be successful. Okay, and it's a very low amount of money to get in, and a really good margin on the money that you make. Easy to promote, very good business. Okay, very good, especially if you know what you're doing. So, but if you don't, still, if you know how to build a business, you're going to be pretty much successful. Number two, services for. I'm trying to find a collective word for that. Let me give you the example. Probably better with examples like pool cleaning services, grass mowing services, gardening, all this kind of stuff that the company could help the people with the houses. Okay, even like handyman business. Okay, if some people come and fix things in the houses, because people who buy houses, they have money and they don't have time to do things. Okay, so all these services are in a huge need, and especially like in the warmer climate states like California, Florida, where things grow year round. Pools are open year-round, and things break year-round. Okay, so you guys can do that. There's a huge demand for this. Okay, and it will never stop. And number three, guys, number three. And this is going to be an original idea. Okay, I have others, but let me put this out there. Maybe some of you are gonna like it. Maybe some of you in the future are gonna do this. Those are the funeral services. I know. Nobody wants to deal with dead people, but guys, people gonna die. Okay, no questions asked. And I know the medicine is getting better, but people gonna die. Okay, they're gonna die, and people need services for that: burial services, the transportation services. And I think it's a little harder to establish this kind of service and build your reputation. Okay. But I think if you put a lot of effort in this, if you have the good idea, if you researched this business, if you know what other people do, how much they charge, you can lower your prices and get in the business, build a reputation, and then you're gonna be making a lot of money on this. Okay, a lot of money. This business is golden. Okay. And yeah, and it's a bittersweet feeling. Okay, I have a friend. She works in the Bank of America, and she's from Haiti, and she has this business in her country, and she says every time I get a call from a client, it's a bittersweet feeling because somebody died. It's a bitter feeling, I don't want people to die, but it's sweet because you make money on this. So yeah, I'll throw it out there. Very specific business. But hey, if you have this entrepreneurial spirit, you shouldn't discard it. Okay, let's take a look, guys. Let's do a couple of questions, and we're gonna wrapping up. So now I already did a bit confused between O1 and EB1A. So now you are in the right spot to understand and get less confusion. Watch my videos. Go to my channel, where we're streaming right now, and I have dozens and dozens videos on EB1, on O1, and other videos. Find the basic ones. Okay, I have the basic foundation videos where I explain slowly what those visas are, the criteria, the documents. Start with those, and then build little by little. But still, if you fill out the form that I sent right above your question, I'm already going to give the initial analysis, and that's going to be a good start for you too. The expel says, alert, on April 1st, USCIS service centers will no longer accept Form I-129 petition requesting H-1B, the classification. Yes, so that's not regarding the lottery. I'm not sure what the context behind it. Maybe that's from 2023. Okay, so yeah, there's some kind of classification. I'm not sure what that is. I'll take a look. Dania, I'm sorry, did you say that if I have EB2 approved and get EB1 approved for I-485, my EB2 can become current? Absolutely, Dania, absolutely. It's not that your EB2 becomes current for I-485. It's that you substitute your EB2 EB1 priority date for EB2 priority date, and then you can file I-485. Unless EB1A is current, because I'm not sure which country you're from. So if you're from India, then it makes a lot of sense to look at your EB2 priority date. If you're from another country and that country is not China, Mexico, or Philippines, which I also think they're current right now, then you can file 485 immediately once your EB1A is approved. Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, we're through. We're through. Thank you for your participation. Fill out. Let me, guys. Yeah, Danny, if EB1A is current for you, then you just file for 85 without disregarding EB2 completely. So let me drop the free evaluation forms for your business visas, because we talked about business visas, okay? So the first link is for talent visas. The second one that I dropped right now, that's for the business visas. So if you're looking at E2, L1, fill that one out. And I will get back to you within 2 days. Sanal, thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate you guys coming and participating. And remember, your future begins here, guys. Good luck.